is Barcelona lack the finances to register Dani Olmo. Now, this may sound a bit weird because Dani Olmo already plays for them. Yeah. And has played for them this season. Yeah. So basically, the league gave them special sort of permission to register these two players, Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. The registrations were then revoked in January because Barcelona failed to prove that they were compliant to the league's financial rules by the deadline of New Year's Eve. So yeah, they gave them temporary permission to reinstate the two players following an appeal, with definitive ruling on the pair's registration expected by the 7th of April. But yeah, they basically haven't met those requirements, correct? And I thought we could go into a little bit, as you know, we're part of a business. There's some of the business things that have gone on, and we can get your reaction to what the fuck Barcelona have been doing for the last 10 years. So, Barcelona's financial problems began to deteriorate. The financial situation began to deteriorate in 2014-15 season when they bought many expensive players. I think that was either the year or the year after they bought Neymar. Okay. Swelling debt and mismanagement of funds by the board of directors and the impact of the COVID pandemic have made Barcelona's financial crisis even worse. Former financial advisor for Barcelona, Mike Syria, stated that Barcelona's debt is now estimated to have reached €3 billion.
Oh my god. That's fucked.
Yeah. Barcelona's burden is increasing as they have had to spend €1.5 billion to renovate the new camp. When Jean Laporta served as Barcelona's president for the second time in 2021, he took out a €600 million loan from Goldman Sachs to cover the short-term debts. Laporta also sold a 25% stake in the La Liga television broadcasting rights and a 49% stake in Barcelona Studios. The sales of the shares injected funds of €808 million, and with the funds, Barcelona bought in several star players such as Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha and Jules Koundé, a combined value of €150 million. However, instead of solving the problem, Laporta's move has actually created new problems. Debts and financial burdens have not decreased, while Barcelona's assets have dwindled and their ability to generate income has also decreased because some of their shares have already been sold.
Jesus.
So those shares that they sold in, I think, the television rights,
2021, he said,
they would have generated over the next, I think it's 20 years, €1.2 billion. And they sold them for 500 million.
I mean, I know you've got to make like pretty rash decisions to get yourself out of a hole sometimes, but surely they had those figures to hand.
It's literally the definition of kicking the can down the road, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll deal with that problem later. I'm like, my point with this is, how has this been allowed to happen? Do you know what I mean? How in terms of the shareholders and things like that, and how have they allowed this bloke to come in and just do this?
Well, because on face value, or at face value, technically his decisions, like they bring you cash. When you're in debt and you need to try and reduce some of the debt, he's got rid of assets, technically, and he swapped that for cash to try and make some bloody money back in the business. But, I mean, it could have gone either way. You know, the fact that they haven't been winning Champions League, they haven't been, like, winning La Liga every year because Real Madrid have just gone on. Like, do you know what I mean? I think that hinders what sort of revenue you can produce. If you're not in the Champions League every week for the 5 months of the season when it is on, you're in trouble. That's a lot of ticket money. It's a lot of TV advertising money. They're missing out on every time semis and finals come around.
But that's the other issue, is now that they're renovating the new camp, they're playing in a different stadium. They're playing in a 55,000 seat stadium.
Camp Nou is 90, isn't it?
Just over, yeah. So they've basically cut their matchday revenue in half while they've got all these liabilities. And obviously they've sold off these stakes in appreciating assets in order to invest in depreciating assets in players. Because Robert Lewandowski is 37 years old now.
Yeah.
He's still there and he's still scoring, but he ain't going to be there and scoring in 20 years' time when that television revenue would have earned them €1 billion.
Bloody hell. This is mental, isn't
it? So I found it pretty mad how... Because I knew they had financial problems and I knew that they were struggling to register players and things like that. I didn't realise it was this bad.
Yeah, no, that is very, very, very bad.
That's like, we were moaning the other week about Man United's financial problems. they pale in comparison to, they're 3 times worse.
It's crazy.
That's mad, isn't it?
For probably, I think it'd be quite easy to argue that Barca are one of the top 5 biggest clubs in world football.
Oh, certainly.
Maybe top 3.
In terms of revenue as well, they'll be up there.
Yeah. And now to have that problem, fuck me.
Yeah.
I think genuinely the only way that I would, like in that situation, you've got to start looking at new ways of making revenue. And more like kind of surefire ways.
Yeah, hold dinners and get people to speak at them, so Gary Neville says.
Those sort of things will work, but in my head I'm thinking of like the owners need to start investing in commercial profit. I know it sounds mad, but like if property's finite and it always increases in value over a 20-year period, fuck it, build some properties now, like, you know, invest in the Catalonia area, try and bring that up, and then hold the asset wealth for the premises. I know it's not football talk, but how else? Because it's still a business. The business can invest in whatever the fuck they want. They've obviously got their own printing factories, shirt factories and stuff. Yeah. But I mean, okay, kit sales do very well. They are a contributing factor to most major football clubs. Not the kind of percentages that we're needing here. Like,
well, I would argue as well they haven't got a sort of talismanic player to sell the shirts. You know, Messi would probably sell 2 million shirts a year on his own.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you know, they don't have that one player that's going to generate
shitloads. No.
Yeah, there's not the pull, I would say, from any of the players.
Lamine Yamal,
definitely
in the next 2. I mean, think about how many fucking shirts have been sold to under 18-year-olds with his 100%. Name on it. In Spain, in particular, he's like a fucking god out there. So he is going to generate them a lot of revenue over the next few years. I wouldn't be shocked if Barca, I don't think they're going to do this, but he's winning them games currently. That's great. But it ain't paying them enough as a business.
No.
They might have to take another hit on performances and try and milk him as a cash cow. Like, they may have to try and pull him as a sales ploy, like, you know, £200 million player.
Yeah.
Because the profit off of that,
well, it's pure profit, isn't it? By financial fair play rules.
Yeah. That. What else do you do?
Well, that's the thing. They could sell the whole squad, and it still wouldn't. It would barely make a dent in that. Like this, that's insane.
Well, Pedri, Gavi, like, you know, they're going to have to be. Even Rafinha, he has done very, very well since he's been there. Yeah. But you're right, they're not Messi's.
He's not getting any younger either, Rafinha.
No.
You know, he's 26 now, 27. 5 years' time, that's going to be him done. Do you know what I mean? A pacey winger.
Yeah.
They don't last very long into their 30s normally.
No, true.
Lewandowski's probably going to retire in the next 2 years, or functionally retire.
We've got a Saudi.
Yeah, Saudi or MLS or something like that. And
why not?
Yeah, I just thought that was
fucking shit. Shit times for Barca.
They probably hear a lot about it in Spain, but you know, over here, I don't think that people quite realise the magnitude of the situation that Barcelona are in.
They are up shit creek, 0 paddle.
Yeah,
it's not looking good.
No.